Okay, we're recording. Woo! Welcome you guys to our Destination Reds Mastermind live stream. I'm so excited you guys are all on. You are on this live stream because you are a future leader in our future national area. We are so excited because over the next 6 months, we are on a mission, y'all. We are becoming a brand new national area, and that means that we are obsessed with this cruise. In order to become a national area, we need 20 total women to move up into the director position. So we have 20 women. That's what it takes, 20 people in the director position, and then we will be a brand new national area. And so in order to do that, we need red hot new reds, new car drivers, women earning this cruise, and all of the good things that make you tons of money. And so our goal is to have 30 cruise achievers by June 30th. And I know that when we have 30 cruise achievers by June 30th between all of our units, we are going to be finished. If not finished, we'll be inches from becoming a brand new national area. And I'm so excited about this cruise because we are going to be celebrating. That's going to be our celebration vacation as new directors and as a director family in the Bahamas as a brand new national area. And so I am so excited to equip you guys and just cheer you on as you become one of our next cruise achievers. So congratulations, because you're officially on target. Or if you're not on target, you're officially on our radar, that we see you as a leader and we want you to be on that cruise with us as a brand new director. So I'm so excited for you to hear from the fabulous Carrie Hyatt tonight. She's going to be our speaker. She's going to be sharing her story and some awesome tips to help you move into red if you're not in red currently, or if you are in red currently. I want you to be thinking about everything that she's sharing. How can you use what she's sharing to move you to team leader, to move you on target for that cruise? How can you be checking off all the things on that tracking sheet to add your qualifieds and, you know, move up? So it's going to be awesome. And Carrie, I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay, awesome. I am so excited to talk with you guys tonight. And I want to give a shout out to Amber Didorian, who just earned her invite to be on tonight. So proud of you, Amber. So anyway, I'm Carrie Hyatt. I am second line to Lori. That means that my senior sales director is from Lori's personal unit, Abby Voorhees. And I'm just going to share a little bit about me, and then I'm going to share just some thoughts that I have with you as you work to earn this cruise and finish this thing up. So I guess let's get started with my journey to Red Jacket. So I think my whole career in Mary Kay can be summed up in I did not give up. It was not the pretty, like, I started my business and I was in my red jacket the next week. It took me, let's see, I started my business in November of 2012. I was administrative assistant prior to Mary Kay. Do we have any admins on today? Yeah, girl, we run the world, just saying. And I really thought that my career, my job that I was in was like, that was the trajectory of my life. I was hired into this company to replace somebody who was going to be retiring, and I had to wait on that promotion. I couldn't just like get it before she retired. And so while you're waiting for somebody to retire, you can't exactly go to them and be like, so what's the plan here? All right, when are you leaving us? And so Mary Kay came into my life at that time when I wanted to earn some extra cash, just because I really like to support the economy. You know, I like to go out shopping and I like to go out to eat. I'm pretty sure going out to eat is like my love language. And so I started my Mary Kay business. It made sense, you know, to be able to make a little bit of extra money. And that was really like what I thought was going to be my path in Mary Kay, was just like, let's have some fun money. Let's buy some cute new shoes and, you know, call it a day. And so for like the first probably 6 months of my business, I had like a couple people join my team just because I follow the plan. And my sales director, Abby, told me, you always share the business, you always get referrals, you always do, you know, X, Y, and Z. And so I had a couple of people join my team, and I was kind of like, great, I don't really know what that means, but okay. And so they joined my team. And then in the spring, Abby was like, Carrie, you're so close to your red jacket. You're so close. And so I decided to go for it. And so I recruited another person, and then she did not get active. And then I recruited another person, and she did not get active either. And it just was like, this was what was happening. And I decided to just keep going. And Abby kept telling me, you got to get those no's to get the yes. And even though they technically said yes because they didn't get active, it was really a no. And so, I just kept following the plan. And then I found myself in my red jacket. It was in probably April. So from November to like April, or I think maybe it was June. It was somewhere in there, somewhere in the spring, I earned my red jacket. And then I stayed there. And I sat in my red jacket for another 8 months or so. And through all of this time in my, while I was just kind of sitting there, I found out a couple of things at my job. That promotion that I was waiting on, the lady decided to finally retire. And when my boss was walking through like what that transition was going to look like, I was informed that instead of the promotion I thought I was getting, I got a no motion. That's when you get all of the work and none of the pay. Felt great. Just really builds you up and makes you feel good about yourself. And so I did what any emotionally mature, healthy adult would do at this point. I went into the supply closet at work and bawled my eyes out. And then I called Abby, my director, and I said, Abby, you got to teach me how to do this Mary Kay thing for realsies, because, I'm getting like my little love check for Mary Kay. My recruiter commission was like $20 a month. And I was maybe selling about $500 to $1,000 a month. So, it was like some nice extra pocket money, but it was definitely not enough to support my lifestyle or my family. And so, of course, your director wants to help you become a sales director if that's what you want. And so she said, of course, I'll teach you. And so that was really when things shifted for me. We all have a level, I think, of where we can just kind of forgive the language, but half-ass it until we can't anymore. Like, you can get to a level, and then after that, you have to push through that level in order to move forward. And for me, my level was team leader. I could not get past team leader to save my life, even though by that point I was already kind of like thinking about directorship. I was thinking about it. And so back then, we had to have 10 people personally on our team in order to move into DIQ. And so it was February, and my husband was kind of like, whatever you want to do, baby, if you want to be a director, I know you can do it. And Abby was like, this is your time, you can do it. And so it was February, and we were coming up on career conference. So sound familiar to anybody? We were coming up on career conference, and I am a high I personality when it comes to recognition. Like, I want that recognition. I want people to say to me, you did a great job. Like, I want that is definitely, like, words of affirmation are huge for me. And so Abby was like, Carrie, if you finish DIQ, like go into DIQ March 1st, you get to be celebrated on the career conference stage as a brand new DIQ. And that gives you, at that time we had 4 months to finish qualifications to be a sales director. That gives you the final 4 months of the seminar year in order to finish becoming a sales director and debut on the seminar stage. And so that all sounded really exciting to me and really fun. And so February, I worked. I hustled, and I came to the last, it was the last couple of days of the month. So like the timing of this is really funny, but I still was sitting at 5. Yay! I'd worked, and I was like, nothing. I had recruited a couple of people, but like nothing happened. And I had a conversation with somebody, and she was also in Abby's unit. And she was like, well, I don't know about you, Carrie, but I'm going to be on that stage at career conference. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be on that stage too. And so, have you ever heard people say to you, you're just a decision away from becoming a sales director? I would hear that all the time. You're just a decision away. You're just a decision away. And I didn't understand it because I'm like, I've decided I want to be a sales director. You might be like, I've decided I want to be a red jacket. I want to be on that cruise. But until your action is following that up, you haven't decided. And so it was like magic, this moment when I truly made that decision that there was no option to go in April 1st as a DIQ. There was no option to just take another month. It was that month. And it wasn't even like do or die. It was just do. There, like die is another option. There was no other option. And so it just all clicked. It just all clicked. And, you know, I worked hard and I called my team and I told them why this was so important. And what do you know? We got every single person in that we needed to. My husband was actually away for the last 2 days of the month. And that was a huge blessing because I just focused. Like I didn't have to worry about like family time. I did not, like, he's my favorite person to be around. And when he's around, it's hard for me to focus. And so I didn't have to worry about that because I could just focus on my business and shut it down. So I told him, whenever we're finishing up anything big, you gotta go, buddy. You gotta go. So Pippin, stop, honey. So that was kind of my journey to DIQ. It was not a pretty journey through DIQ. It was not cute. Some people love and thrive in DIQ. That was not me. I did not love DIQ so much that I will never, ever, ever not be a sales director anymore because I ain't never going through DIQ ever again. But you know what? It was good because it's the proving ground. This is the place where you choose to be refined by the fire to become the version of yourself that you need to be in order to lead a unit of excellence, in order to lead a team that can go through those hard times. And so, and the good times too. And so DIQ is such an important journey, and getting to Red, getting on that cruise, it is going to line you up to get you into DIQ to be a sales director. And I am so passionate about everybody needing to give it a shot. You know, it may not be for you in the end, and that's totally okay. But let me tell you what, y'all, life begins in Mary Kay at the sales director position. Like, you can have some fun and you can make some money as a red jacket, as a consultant. You know, you can do that. There are women that, you know, are in the beauty consultant Queen's Court of Personal Sales. The queen is a beauty consultant in that court, and she's making some money. Don't get me wrong, but life truly begins in Mary Kay at the sales director position. So I would encourage you to give it a shot and give it your all. We have a couple of days. We have a few days left. We have 4 days left in the month. And there's so much time to make magic happen. You can be on that stage at Career Conference as a DIQ. How would that feel? You only need 8 now, y'all. 8 people. Like, it's so easy. One of my friends calls this Mickey Mouse qualifications because it's just so simple to become a sales director right now. Mary Kay's really simplified the whole process because they want you there and they believe in you. They believe in you so much that they made the qualifications streamlined and simple for you. And so, do you believe in yourself? I always say when I'm sharing the business that Mary Kay believes in you 90%. Like, they have that 90% buyback. You just need to believe in yourself 10%. That's it. And so it's the same with moving into your red jacket. It's the same with earning that cruise. Mary Kay believes in you. That's why they put it out there. And you just have to believe in yourself that little bit that you can do it. The Bible says that faith as small as a mustard seed is all it takes to move a mountain. Do you know how small a mustard seed is? It's like teeny, teeny, tiny. So do you believe in yourself that much? So I'm going to give you some tips, some things that helped me be successful in my business. You all know what to do. You know to book parties. You know to coach your parties to hold. You know to sell the product, and you know to recruit. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here tonight. You know those basics. And so I want to give you some of more like the head stuff that I think has truly helped me to be where I am today. It's been 4.5 years since I debuted as a sales director. We've earned 3 free cars. We're shutting down free car number 4 next month. And so I am so stoked about that. But these are just some of the things that I think like truly helped me. And if you adopt them, I know that they can help you too. So number 1 is actually what I led off with. I never give up. I never give up. Like, your goals might be delayed a little bit. and that's okay. But I know, and I have seen it work for other people. I see it work for Lori. I see it work for my senior. I see it work for Elise. I see it work for Gloria Mayfield Banks. You know, like all of these people in Mary Kay, I see it work for them. So I never believe those people that tell me it can't be done. I don't believe them because there's proof right in front of me that it can be done. And so I just never give up. I'm kind of like a donkey. Like I'm super stubborn. Like I know it can work for that. It works for them. So I know that it can work for me. So never, ever give up. Keep people's stories in front of you. So like keep Lori's story in front of you. If you need to go watch an inspirational video, Cindy Machado Flippin, y'all, is the definition of never giving up. That woman has gone in and out of being a sales director multiple times, and you know, would get to April and decide I'm going to be in the Queen's Court of Sales, and then she would do it, and she had like 0 wholesale in before that. So truly, like, find people that you connect with and watch their story over and over again until you can repeat it. The second thing that I think helped me be really successful was I followed the plan my director gave me. It's like mind-blowing. And the reason I did that was because she was a sales director. I wanted to be a sales director. So that's the plan that I did. You know, if your goal is red jacket in the cruise and you don't care, you know, whatever about being a sales director, then follow the plan that she gave you, because she has been in her red jacket. She had to get to a red jacket in order to become a sales director. So I followed the plan that she gave me, and I asked for honest feedback too. So like, if I felt like I was struggling, I'd say, what weakness do you see? What area do I need to fix? If she said, Carrie, you need to see more faces, then I saw more faces. If she said, I remember when I was really feeling like sorry for myself about not getting into my red jacket, I think it was my red jacket. I said, what am I doing wrong? What's the disconnect here? And she said, you're not doing enough shares. You're not doing enough shares. How can you expect to recruit people if you're not doing enough shares? And so I went out and I did more shares. If she said I needed more leads, whatever she told me, that's what I went out and did. And number 3 goes hand in hand with that. I communicated with her every single day, and actually I still do. Every single day I was in communication with her. Now, this is not just like, hey girl, how you doing? How's life? That's not the kind of communication I'm talking about. I'm talking about, hey Abby, you know, I just got off work and this is my plan for the next 2 hours before it's family time. You know, this is my Saturday. My party just canceled. This is my plan for that time that I was supposed to be working anyway. Whatever it is, I literally probably called her multiple times a day. I'm sure at some point she was like, Carrie, stop calling me. But I did. I called her all the time. And the other reason that this is important is when I felt discouraged, she knew that I felt discouraged. So it wasn't a guess. You know, a lot of times when we feel discouraged or we feel like something's not going right, what we tend to do is shrink back and stop communicating because it's easier. But your director doesn't know what's going on when you do that, you know, and we want to support you in wherever you are in your business and in your life. And we can't do that if you're not telling us. And so I would call her and there was one conversation in particular. It was right about my first year. I think it was like October, November. And I was so mad because I was going for some goal and I can't remember what it was now, but my parties kept canceling. It was like crazy the cancellation rate I had. And I called her and I just was in tears, like boo-hooing, crying. How am I supposed to achieve this goal if all of my parties cancel? And she's amazing. I love her so much. And she was like, okay, you can have a pity party for like this next 10 minutes. And then you need to knock it off and you need to go and you need to book some more parties and get some new leads. And, you know, here's the plan. But it was important because she knew where I was. I didn't just say, oh, well, this isn't working for me, so I'm just not going to talk to you until I feel excited about this again. So that was huge. And going along with that, whenever I got a no, especially early on in my tenure as a red jacket, whenever I got a no, I would call her and I'd say, I have to get the no to get the yes, right? And all I needed to hear was, yes, you have to get the no to get the yes. And that helped me to move on. I'm like, okay, well, I just got another no. I just got another no. I just got another no. That means I'm closer to the yes. I'm closer to the yes. So those things were really helpful to me. And I know they were helpful to her as my leader of how to lead me well through those things, instead of just me dropping back and not communicating about what was going on. Okay, the fourth thing that I think was really helpful and still is very helpful in my career and things that have made me successful is I carefully inspect everything that comes in. Everything. I'm talking TV, music, movies, who I'm listening to on podcasts. Everything that comes in is carefully inspected. So that means I don't listen to pop music. You know why? Because pop music is disgusting. Pop music is filled with women telling you that a man hitting you is okay. Women telling you that a crazy, lifestyle is okay, or men's, whatever. It's disgusting. There are some good pop songs out there, but for the most part, I don't listen to pop music because it doesn't fill me up. So there are plenty of positive alternatives that you can listen to that still fill that genre that you like. You want to listen to rap? Great. There's tons of positive rap artists out there who can give you that need for rap. Whatever it is that you want, you just have to go looking for it. So I don't listen to that. People are like, oh, have you heard this song? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I literally have no idea. And this makes you countercultural to the world. And people will think you're crazy. But you know what? My head is so much happier than their head. So much happier. I don't watch movies or TV shows that are angsty and not happy. This is another thing that a lot of people they're like, oh, have you ever seen this movie or, whatever. I'm like, no, because it's sad. Like, why would I watch that? I don't get joy from that. That doesn't fill my cup. And so I just keep all of that stuff at a distance. Actually, I got really mad after the last Avengers movie that was out because my husband's a huge superhero movie guy. He loves them. And at the end of the last Avengers movie, spoiler alert, plug your ears if you don't want to know this, but like half the people die. Literally, they just like dissipate. And that's how the movie ends. And I was like, what? This made me mad. Like, I told Dan, you gotta like pre-screen this because I don't want this stuff in my life. So anyway, the second part of that's coming out real soon and it'll be fine. But that's to the level that I am. Like, if it doesn't have a happy, wholesome ending, I don't want to watch it. And also your social media. Oh my gosh, y'all, unfollow is your best friend. If you scroll through social media and somebody's like always complaining and you're like, oh my gosh, why are you even like this? Unfollow. I've even unfollowed people in Mary Kay because I'm like, no, your narrative does not fit what I want going into my head. So fill your feed with positivity. Fill your feed with national sales directors. Fill your feed with Rachel Hollis. Fill your feed with anybody who's positive and encouraging and uplifting. Because believe it or not, social media counts as one of the 5 people that you hang around the most. So you become like the 5 people you hang around the most. You're an average of them. Social media is one of those 5 people. So it's really only the 4 people because social media is one. So I'm huge about that. Oh my gosh, I've unfollowed so many people on Facebook. Whenever I unfollow somebody again, Facebook asks me if I want to review a list of the people I've unfollowed because I've unfollowed so many people. So it's good. It's good. Okay. And the last thing that I want to share with y'all and why I think I'm so successful is I take my mental health very seriously. And this means that like, if I'm in a negative headspace and I need to go get help, I go get help from a therapist, somebody who is qualified to talk to me. And your sales director loves you. She loves you, but she ain't your therapist. She's not qualified to talk to you about that stuff. Not that she doesn't care, not that she doesn't love you, not that she doesn't want to pray for you, but truly, if you need help to get your head right, you have to go see a therapist. This just happened to me a year and a half ago. I was in a really awful, dark place. And I went and got help, and it was the best decision I made, the absolute best decision I made, to go and talk to somebody who was qualified to help me process through what I was feeling. And if that means you need help medication wise, go get medication. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there are people out there who want to help you, and there's no reason you need to live with the nasty thoughts that are in your head, because those thoughts are not from God. They are from the devil. And you can choose to kick those thoughts out. In the Bible, it talks about taking every thought captive. If that thought is not serving you or God, get rid of it. Raise the rent, kick that thought out. And this, I think, is so crucial, because even though we talk about therapy a lot more in today's society, it still has like a negative connotation. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, that girl's in therapy, must be something wrong with her. I'm like, heck yeah, there's something wrong with me, and there's something wrong with you too. So it's okay. Like, who we are. And, you know, I'm happy with that. And if I just need to go get some help, I need to go get some help, and it's okay. It's a healthy, important part of life. And so, you know, don't be dumping all that stuff on your sales director thinking that she can help you through that, because truly she can't. She cannot. So, not that she doesn't want to know, not that she doesn't care. She cares and she loves you. But just remember that you need to talk to somebody who's qualified to help you. Like, when my consultants, I love them dearly. When they start telling me something that is really deep and I feel like they need to go get help for, I will say to them, I love you and I will pray for you through this, but I think you need to go talk to somebody. And it's okay, because I've needed to talk to somebody too. So I do want to save a few minutes for any questions. I know that y'all have been going nuts in the chat box, and I'm going to take a look now. I can't read and process at the same time. So, so if you have a question and you want to unmute yourself, feel free.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so phenomenal, Carrie. I love how you addressed all the head stuff, because, you know, I think it's so true, you guys, that like, this business is very simple. You know, it really is. And so many times, like, when we don't move up to where we want to as fast as we want to, or, you know, you haven't reached your goal yet, sometimes it is like you need to do the work. But like, other times I feel like we'll be like, I don't understand why it's not working. And 99% of it is all what's going on up here, whether it's having made the decision yet, like Carrie talked about, or working through all the negativity that you're subconsciously letting flow into you. Like, I mean, I really feel like even just little things like, you know, when you're just chilling and you're scrolling on social media, you know, you're silently, subconsciously comparing yourself to everyone and making yourself feel like crap. And that's really hard to work from a positive place from, right? I mean, all the things you touch on, Carrie, I feel like is so crucial, you guys, because you can do all the work with the wrong headspace and get no results. And that's not a fun place to be. And we don't want any of you guys there. You know, it's got to be doing the work with a great, healthy, positive mindset. And that's what attracts success to you. So yeah. I love that you talked about that. Girls, this is your chance. And I want you to know, this live stream is designed to be interactive. Like, we want to be able to see your faces on here. We want you to ask questions and interact, because it's not just like your run-of-the-mill training. This is a mastermind group, which means our goal is to empower you and grow you. And we can't do that if, you know, we're not all interacting. So this is your chance. Unmute yourself, affirm, Carrie, share something that you loved, ask a question. This is your chance. You can ask something really real. You know, this is a small group. Anything you want to ask is on the table and allowed. So whoever wants to, now's your chance.
Carrie, I really like that you said about, you know, finding the person you want to be like. It doesn't have to be a sales director, but if you want to earn a car, go find that person. But also, there's so many different people in Mary Kay with different lifestyles. So you'll be able to find a mom with 8 kids and a husband, you know what I mean? Like, from ages 6 months to 20 years old, 8 kids, you know, like, you can find every single scenario. So if you're on this call and like, the other thing is, if you can't relate with just the 3 of us or the 4 of us that have gone so far, no, there's going to be more people hopping on that have even a different story, and seek that person out. If you are like, ask your sales director, we can hook you up with that person too. But I think that's so smart what you said. Get around the people that have the same career path goals that you have. And yeah,
if they don't
love that.
align, ditch them.
Good advice. What?
If they don't align, ditch them. Like,
right.
You can still be friends with that person, but they don't need to be one of your inner circle.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. I think that's
in the beginning,
good advice.
That I don't have kids. I am married. My husband and I have been married for almost 10 years. so long. But he's my best friend. But we don't have kids. So if you're like looking for like different mental, like Lori has a pretty, I mean, he's still pretty newborn. He's not a baby. Yeah, he's a baby. And Elise has an older son. He's 11.
14?
God, I can't
13?
remember, Elise. Huh?
13.
13. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And Melissa is a boss babe veterinarian. And so there's like, we've already got quite a variety of like different kinds of people, but
yeah. Hey, Carrie, there's a question in the chat box. Denise said, I have 2 team members. How can I get them active? When I talk to one, she says, I'll get this, I will this week, but never does. The other one, she can't get a hold of. Working in,
okay.
Yeah.
If you
Short
can't
answer.
get a hold of somebody, one of my favorite things to say, like I text it to them, is I'll say, hey girl, I hope everything's okay. Did I offend you? I hope not. Or, you know, something like that, because it usually elicits a response, because people are not avoiding you because they don't like you. They're avoiding you because of something going on internally. So that's a great way to get somebody to respond, is to be like, I hope I didn't offend you. Like, are we good? Or something like that. For your other team member, I would say call her, like, phone. Do not text, do not box. Get on the phone with her. Yes, Lori. Get on the phone with her and share your heart with her about whatever your goal is. If you're like shooting for your red jacket this month, then I would say, girl, like, I love you. And I know that you think that this can work for you because, yeah, hey girl, are you alive? That's good, Elise. I know that you know that this can work for you because you said yes. And I'm here to help you every step of the way. How can we make this happen this week? Do you need to get some sales? Do you want to book your first party and I'll come do it with you? Or, you know, just find out what's happening. But you have to have that conversation over the phone so that she can respond. Because if you don't, it's very easy for her to ignore you.
That's good. Amber, I think, did you raise your hand, Amber? Were you wanting to say something? Or did you accidentally raise your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did on purpose. So Carrie did a great job. So I really liked the part where you were talking about inspect what you put into your soul. It's not something that I've kind of really put a lot of thought into. I mean, I've tried to listen to like more positive things, but never actually been intentional about it. My question also was, if you have somebody who is like on the fence of like, they want to join, but then they're like, oh, well, I get paid in 2 weeks, but I don't want to do it till then. That's a really long cool down period. For someone.
Yes, it sure
So like,
is.
how can you like get them to like say, yes, all right, let's do it, and do it?
So I think the first thing is you need to find their why. Like, why do you want to start a Mary Kay business? So like, if she's like, oh yeah, this sounds kind of cool, you know, then she's not red hot. You know what I mean? She's not like, yes, I need to do this. Like, I wanted to join Mary Kay so much so that I put my starter kit on a credit card because I did not have $100 to spend. So, you know, if somebody's like, I really want to do this, but I get paid in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, girl, good thing we live in America and you can find $100. Who do you know that loves you? And so I help her process through that.
Okay.
So find her why. So if her why is like, she has a brand new baby and needs to pay for daycare. Well, that's not going to resolve in 2 weeks when she gets paid, right? So show her that Mary Kay she can make $500 this weekend if she wanted to. And so I always show them that this can be like, it's not instant gratification. It's not a get rich quick, but she can make a lot of money really quick if she's willing to do the work. So find that first, because until you find that, it doesn't matter. And then, then help her overcome the $100. So, I mean, I'm straight up with people like, girl, I put it on a credit card because that's the only thing I had available to me. Or I'll, you know, if they're like, I don't have a credit card, or I'm maxed out, or I don't want to do that, then I'll say, okay, does your mom believe in you? Does your dad believe in you? Like, if I called my dad up right now and said, Dad, I need $100, he'd be like, okay. And then maybe he'll ask for what, but he'd be like, okay, no problem. So who does she know? And Elise actually said, have 10 people, give her $10, borrow $10 from 10 people. And then I tell her, we're going to pay that back because I need for you to believe in this and that you can make money. And I need your friend who gave you that money to believe in you that you can make money doing this. So I always I'm very clear, like if you borrow money from somebody, we're paying that back. If you take it out of your bank account, we're paying that back. It doesn't matter where the money came from. We're paying it back.
Okay.
So does that help?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have time for probably like one more. Who wants to unmute and share some affirmations, ask a question? This is your chance to pick the fabulous Carrie's brain.
Mine kind of aligns with Amber's in a way of like getting someone to join your team. What are some, I know like the follow-up appointment is a layering method to kind of get them in there, hear a little bit more about the marketing business. But what if they don't do it, I guess, after the follow-up appointment, or they weren't interested in like the whole makeup part of it, but you kind of want to get them to a meeting, but not like scare them off by saying, come to my meeting or girls night out. What are other like methods, I guess, that have been effective for you to kind of layer? I know people layer like several times, but I feel
yes. Yeah.
I don't want to be like, hey girls, are you looking, get your starter kit? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. So the average recruit takes 4 layers, just to let you know. On average, it takes 4 layers for somebody to get started. So layer number 1 is going to be your party or your facial that you met her at. Layer number 2 is going to be the share. So setting up that share, getting her more information, and actually talking to her. Layer number 3 is going to be her follow-up appointment or inviting her to your meeting, or getting her in, if your director has like a Mary Kay Facts group on Facebook or something like that, where you can ask her if she wants to be sorry, my dog is like pawing at me. If your director has like a Mary Kay Facts group where she's posting live videos and like sharing the business that way. And I just invite people, like those that I really want on my team, I invite them to every single event that we have. So, at my studio, we always do facials on Tuesday night. And so I'll just say, hey girl, we're having a pampering night on Tuesday. Or if we're having, like earlier, we had a Valentine's Day event. And I invite her to every single thing that we have. And then anytime your director does like a sharing blitz, like we just had a snow day. And so I did, instead of like specific shares, I actually did Facebook parties all day long. So that's just, it's getting her in front of it. It's getting her to remember it. And the more you can be in front of her and the better customer she is, the deeper her roots are going to be when she does sign up. So don't be afraid. I have people tell me all the time, I feel like I'm inviting them to tons of stuff and they're like, oh no, I can't come. Oh no, I can't come. And then they'll say, please don't stop asking me. Like, because they want to come to these things, but sometimes it just doesn't work for their schedule. So don't ever feel bad about continuing to ask, because that doesn't make you bothersome. Like, as a consumer, I want to go to events like that. I didn't have a Mary Kay person before I met Abby and signed up the next day. So I didn't get to experience any of that as a consumer, but my customers love my events. They love, watching me on Facebook doing tutorials and things like that, because it's fun. They learn more information about the products, and they are good, solid customers